So 5 minutes in, we basically lost everybody. Markov has bolted, narrowly escaping. Charlie has jumped over this rail, presumably to never be seen again. Naming has been caught, and all of this leaves me being like, I'm just sticking to the river. I take Like's music with me. The second we're away from the river, a chaser spots us, runs us down. I hop this fence. Likes can't get over it and gets caught. He spends the rest of the night terrorizing runners along with Naming. And so I am left all alone. I just creep up the river, and finally I make it to Division, where I sort of double back, and people are like, and chasers are chasing me, and they're like, you're going the wrong way, and I'm like, why are you chasing me then? You're going the wrong way, I'm trying to catch you, and just running all around, and I'm like, I have to get to checkpoint 1 still, and they're like, oh, then you are going the right way. So finally I make it. I'm running around there forever. That's probably where I saw the most chasers, was checkpoint 1. 10 or 15 were in that area. The entire time I was down there, and I was one of the, I don't know, they stayed up past the marking point for sure. I got there at 8:15 exactly, which is when I think they were closing. And then I tried to book it to the next one, and I just stayed along the river for as long as I could. I went all around these different spots, went through this horrible dumpster zone, got stuck on the wrong side of the river, saw everybody having the tea party, and screamed to them, and was like, how do I get there? And they're like, you have to cross the bridge. And I was like, no. And had I not had, so much equipment with me for documenting, I probably would have jumped in the lake and swam. River. So, I am running around, make it there without too much trouble, sign into their typewriter, order the white onion, and I'm off. This time with new friends, 2 of whom are from Milwaukee, and they've done a ton of these and traveled all sorts of different places to do them, and they had originally been from Chicago. And they were a good group of guys to have. We saved a couple runners because they got tapped right next to us, and we were like, you're in the safe zone. And these chasers were like, drats. And then they were like, we'll go get those guys. Those guys aren't in the safe zone. And they ran to go get those guys, and they jumped on a bus in time. We jump on a bus, and Markov calls me. He's been caught. He tells me to take Clybourne. We're taking this bus to Clybourne, and we see chasers everywhere. So we just keep going. Then we get off, and we follow the Brown Line tracks for a while. I have more energy, and I decide to go it alone. I go all the way up to, Belden, and then I take it over. I don't realize how far away from the 3rd checkpoint I am. And so I'm just going and going. I start asking directions. I jump onto Webster, and I'm like, I've got to be close. And this is sort of what's going through my mind when I hear this, hey, Dan? is that you? And I'm like, yeah, hey. And I see Charlie. And I look at him, and he's with 3 other people, and he's not going the direction I'm going. And I say, Charlie, you a chaser? And there's this split second where I see, like, his eyes go beady on me, and I just bolt, because he is fast, and I know I need the head start. And he's like, yes! And I'm just running as fast as I can, and the only thing that saves me is the fact that there are cars in the street, and I'm willing to go straight down the middle, and I took the head start, because he just, like, went so far, and we probably traveled 3-4 blocks. Just like dead sprint, and before he decided to let me go, and I was like, you son of a bitch, where's the safe zone? Where's the safe zone? He's like, you're headed the wrong way. You're headed the wrong way. And I'm like, where's the safe zone? I've got to be close. He's like, you're a mile from the safe zone. Finally, when he lets off, I run into one of the main chasers from last year, the big tall guy, and he is luckily tired out. I jog away. I think he called someone after me, because 2 blocks later, there is a guy running me down. And this guy is, like, ripped and in shape, and I'm like, oh man, I am screwed. And he's just, like, gaining on me, and I've just, like, had this horrible sprint earlier. And so I pull out my cards, and I'm just running as fast as I can, and I go, fuck you! And I'm throwing the cards into his face. It gives me the 3 steps I need to get away, and then he's just like, ah! And he gives up. At that point, I'm headed to checkpoint 3, and I run into one of the Milwaukee guys, and he's like, we all got separated. So I get into checkpoint 3 with him. We rendezvous with the rest of his crew. They all got away from the chaser that split them up. And we blow past the secret one because we're like, screw the raffle. We're making it in. Without too much trouble, we get to checkpoint 4. Basically, we walk straight there. On the way to 5, the 2 kids from Milwaukee get caught, and they just head home. The rest of us go to Lakeshore, and we walk Lakeshore up to 5th checkpoint. There, I run into Likes Music and Naming, and Naming's like, he's got a vendetta, man. I'm washing my hands of this. And Likes Music is just like, I'm gonna get you, sucker. I am gonna get you. And I'm like, I am so exhausted. My crew just leaves me. These friends that I've made, they're gone. And the only way I can beat this guy is I walk as far as I can into the safe zone, and then I start running. And that way, you know, he's all rested up, because he's been waiting for me for hours at zone 5. But it gives me enough distance to wear him out, so he can only chase me like 2 or 3 blocks longer, and I make it safely onto some W road where I run into people, and they're like, you a chaser or a runner? And I'm like, runner, and they're like, alright, come with us. And I'm hanging out with them, and they're trying to figure out Bus Tracker so that we can just like jump on the Halstead bus and get in there, and they're trying to figure it out, and I'm like, dude, we don't have time, and I just book it. And I run into a guy who's just on a leisurely jog up Halstead through Boys Town in the middle of the night, and I'm like, I'm sticking with you. Hopefully, I'll look like I'm just running. And that's how I get in. I don't see any yellow, so I don't know whether that's how it helped me or not. But, yeah.